with Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. This show is all about aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. Tune in weekly as we delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world. Discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. Don't miss Making Provisions for Ministries with Bishop Jerome Jones. It's time to take your ministry to new heights.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Making Provisions for Ministries and Ministers and Individuals. I'm Jerome, and I am excited to share. Finally, I get to share this program with you today, and I just want you to pay attention with me for a moment as you see on the screen a financial plan that lets you retire with the quality of life you want. All should check this out for themselves and make an educated decision for you and your family. I'm going to be talking to you about finances today. And I know finances is a subject that somehow gets left out of the position from ministerial aspects, but I want to talk to you today about finances and how you can prepare for not only your retirement, but pay off all your debt, retire with dignity, enjoying the quality of life that you desire to have, as well as fulfill the vision that God has for you inside of the ministry. If you're a pastor or you're a member of a church and you're watching this broadcast, I want you to stay tuned. If you're a mother and you're a single parent, I want you to stay tuned. If you are struggling with your children and can barely, take care of them with the basic things that they need, I want you to stay tuned to this broadcast. We're going to be sharing with you a concept that is simple, and we're going to make it very plain. And I'm sure that if you stay with this, you're going to want to know more. You're going to want to know more about this. No one is going to hear this and have one inkling of belief that it might work and not want to hear more. No one is going to do that. So I want to encourage you to stay with us. I know I was thinking, been trying to do this for some months now, and it just never could be allowed to bring it forth. So I want to share with you because I have my ministry entitled Making Provision for Ministries, and I want to give you some of the things that led up to that. If you're a ministry and you're enjoying a 501c3 status, I'm going to tell you that the government is going to pull the 501c3 status from churches, and churches all across America is going to be in the hands of the government, and the property going to be given over to the government. I'm telling you that right here now. I've said it before, but I'm publicly telling you that now. There is a move coming in America that is going to wipe out the 501c3 status. And so you and I that are in ministry need to be prepared. If you're a homeowner, you need to be prepared. If you have children, you need to be prepared. You need to do something. And I'm going to talk about some things here, and then I'm going to show you a better way. Many of you have your money in banks and you have your money in IRAs, you have them in 401ks and etc. You got CDs, you got savings accounts and etc. Now, I know that I have not talked about this of recent, but I've been in the financial industry, doing things in the financial industry for a few decades. Some of you might know I travel all up and down throughout the United States, conducting workshops, conducting seminars from city to city with hundreds of people attending, and I have taught and through that teaching and consulting, people have been able to pay off their mortgages in 11 years, a 30-year mortgage in 11 years, saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then turning around and being able to invest that money and allow that money to earn them money. So I'm not new to this. I've been acquainted with this for, like I said, a few decades, and I had an office at in Sawgrass down in Fort Lauderdale, West Fort Lauderdale. I had an office on Pine Street here in Orlando area. I had an office in Greenville, North Carolina, and I had staff in those offices working, full-time staff, just in, and it was all about the financial industry. So I'm not new to this, although I'm a pastor, a bishop, a preacher of righteousness, a servant of the Lord, and I'm not new. I have the expertise in this, and so I just want to point that out because sometimes you want to know, why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to this guy? Well, that just understand this. What I'm about to share with you today doesn't require those kind of expertise. It doesn't. It doesn't require you to be familiar with this kind of at that kind of a level. What I'm about to share with you today is far better than what you already have when it comes to your money. Many of you have your money in banks. Banks will only give you at the end of the year, you may have 1%, if that, or 1.5 max at the end of the year for that money that you've got in that your savings account. If you got it in an insurance policy, well, you got things got to happen before you can actually get that. If you got it in a 401k, you're limited to what you can do with it and when you can use it. And if you use it prematurely, there's severe penalties. If you have it in a IRA account and all these types of accounts that you would set up and you're building for your retirement, you're at an amazing high risk. Now, I don't know whether you know it or not, but I do know that if you had a 401k lately, you looked at it and it's not the same. I know I have a member in my family that lost over $50,000 in one day. I had someone lost $180,000 in just 2 hours. And they have no recourse. They can't get it back. They don't have no method that they can go to and get that back. That is just lost. Some of you got dealings with the stock market. Well, when the stock market crash, guess what happens? Your 401ks go down with it, or your investments in the stocks that crash is just lost. There are no recourse, so you have a lot of exposure financially. Not only that, but let's assume that you got a bank and the bank fold. When the government had to bail out the banks because they folded, and people lost millions of dollars because the bank will stamp on their door or their glass window insured up to $100,000 or $250,000, you know? But what if you got a $500,000 in the bank and it goes under and it's only insured for 100,000? You just lost $400,000 and you have no recourse. There's no way to go and apply for something and get it back. Even if it's insured for $250,000, there is no recourse, and you just lost $250,000 because the banks went under. So I'm going to talk to you about a program today that, trust me, you don't want to not hear it. Whether you do it or not, make sure you hear it, because if you don't hear it, you won't be able to do it. But I guarantee you, you can do this. I know you can, but I'm going to tell you this presentation is for the educational purposes. I cannot make guarantees. I cannot guarantee that you're going to make this. I cannot guarantee that you're going to make that, because by the federal regulations does not permit us to guarantee. Doesn't mean you're not going to make it, but I must put this out there because the federal regulations is monitoring all things that is done when it comes to finances, and we must put this disclaimer out. So just so know that that's what this is now. And then check it out. Do your due diligence. I've done mine, and I want to share what I found with you. I want to share what I'm doing. I'm actually going to be showing you a live account as well, so that you can see it and see how it's growing. Okay, that's what I want you to see. I want you to see this live account and see it, how it is growing. And you could have one, and your children can have one, and you can have many of them. You can, in the process. But I want to give you an inside look at it, and I want to give you all the details about it. And if you need our services, I am available for hire. I cannot do these things for pro bono. I cannot do it that way. I have to do it for hire, but it's a very nominal fee. I'll walk you through the whole process, make sure it's all set up correctly, be looking over your shoulder, making sure you don't make any mistakes, and get it set up. And once you get it set up, you have nothing else to do. Now, that's what I love. I mean, absolutely nothing else to do. Once you set it up, you're done. There's no follow-up. There's no this, that, and the other. You have nothing else to do. So I'm going to be taking you through this opportunity for you to do something today that will change the rest of your life financially. Now, let me give you the time table here. If you start this today, it's a 3-year, 5-year, or 7-year project. 3 years, or 5 years, or 7 years. And in those times tables, you could literally retire from work and pay off your debt. You can literally retire from work and pay off your debt, or you can literally have enough finances to carry out the vision for your church, the ministry that God has called you, without having to be stressed and without having to burden the people. You can literally do this, and all the people can do likewise as well. So I want you to stay tuned, because this is not a Jerome Jones thing. I wish it was. I wish it was. I wish I could be credited with such, but it's just not. This is just plain financial sense. It's how the multimillionaires make their money. It's how they do it. And it's available to all of us. It's just we don't always know it. So I'm going to try to help us to know it. So remember, I'm going to show you my screen, share my screen with you, and I'm going to walk you through this concept. Now, you may ask some questions. I like to answer the questions up front. You may say, well, what is there any kind of monthly payments? No, no monthly payments. Do I have to sell anything? No, you're not selling anything. Do I have to attend any meetings? No, you don't have to attend any meetings. Do I have to put up any collateral? No, you don't have to put up no collateral. You know, all of those kind of questions, just clear them out of your mind and pay strict attention to this opportunity. Now, as I go through it and you have questions, you'll have my contact information and you'll be able to call me up. I suggest that you text me first and then call, or send me an email or a text message and I'll respond back to you. This is so important. If you get this information, you are able to do whatever you choose that is best for you and your family. And I really sincerely hope that you will examine it, at least examine it, because even in its worst case, it's better than anything you have in the financial industry right now. Okay, so let me get ready to take you into my screen, and we're going to talk about it. Let me see if make sure I can share my screen with you, and we're going to go directly to the presentation. And let's see, we're going to do the tab right here. Hopefully it will show up. Got it on there, but it's not showing up. So there it is. So we're talking about cryptocurrency. Now, before you jump the ship, I want you to just settle in for a moment and let me walk you through this amazing program. First of all, cryptocurrency is going to be the currency of the world. And we see it happening all over the world now. We see it in in every country around the world, and we see it handling trillions of dollars. I'm talking about trillions of dollars are being exchanged in coins, and these tokens are not new here in America. In January, President Trump announced that cryptocurrency is going to be the universal currency for America and the world. And you can see it. All the banks have them. Your Cash App has it. Your all financial institution has Bitcoins and other tokens as well. So this is not something that just came on the scene. There are multi-trillions of dollars exchanging hands in the world of currency all over the world. And it is doing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we can be a part of that. So now I want you to see how you can take a small investment, and I can't call it an investment because it's not an investment. This is a project. But if you can be a part of this Cryptex project, you can literally change your world. And so we're going to go right from slide to slide. and just share with you. I mean, I'm not some special guy, I'm not this financial guru, but I've been around a little bit to know when I see something that is very good and worth our attention. Cryptocurrency is the new way of the world when it comes to the future of money. The future of money. The dollar is being devalued now. And pretty soon, there's not going to be much use for the dollar. And so it would be good for those of us now to get well acquainted with Bitcoins, cryptocurrency. You must prepare for the future. And in doing so, secure your family and loved ones now. Remember when God told Joseph about going in the dream about that Pharaoh had about the 7 lean years and 7 years of drought? He had to prepare for it. And so do we for the things that is coming. Provide for your retirement. Many people are retiring today on social, trying to do it on Social Security, and that is being challenged even now. And it doesn't provide the quality of life that you want. Even after you done work 30 and 40 years, you can't really enjoy the quality of life that you want. Well, in this project, if it works out, you will be able to really enjoy the kind of life that you desire to have in your older years. Provide for your children's future. Many people today are watching their children grow up, and the cost of living has skyrocketed, and they are not having the ability to give their children a jump start into their lives. And so this will answer that as well. Another point here is pay off all of your outstanding debt. You know, debt is not our friend. And when you can pay off debt, you're talking about being free, being liberated. Well, this project can enable you to pay off all of your debt and be free from the bondage of debt. Then as we go further, cryptex, and that's the name, cryptex and cryptocurrency, a financial match that is made for you. So let's learn how to leverage cryptocurrency that gives you the best retirement plan. You are going to learn some key benefits of being associated with the Cryptex project. Now, you notice I am making it a point to say the Cryptex project. This is not an investment that you have to be a part of, that you have to make. It is a project. And we're going to talk about Cryptex, and we're going to talk about the parties involved, and we're going to talk about their exposure. What will be your exposure, and what could be your return from that exposure. So let's go a little bit further. Getting started. Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of $30,240 or $43,200, and only pay a $100 activation fee. Now, I wanted to say this up front because I don't want you to get all the way through it and say, well, I didn't know I had to pay out anything. Well, listen to me carefully. Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of either $30,240 or $43,200 and only pay a $100 activation fee. Now, let me explain this. That is that $30,240 or $43,200. That is real money coming from a real bank placed into your real account. And all you have to do is pay an activation fee of $100 to activate this process. Okay. And the disclaimer, as you see it again, this is just the education that is presented, and you must do your own research. What I share here is not in no way a guarantee that you will earn money. Only you can decide what you do with this information, if or if not, it is right for you. And so the regulators require that we put that disclaimer out there. And so that's what we are abiding by. Now, let's talk about the process. Let's talk about how this can be. So let's look now a little bit further. What is cryptex and how does it work? What is it? Let me start, I believe, by letting you know what it is not. So, what is it? Cryptex is a community-based project. You see how I've been sharing and using the word using the word project, because it is a project that started some years ago, where operation is anonymous. It means that no one knows who the participants are. There is no CEO. In other words, it's not a corporate company. There's no company. There's no business and no location. They don't have an office anywhere. They don't have you're not going to go down the street and go into their office and sit down and talk with people. No, it doesn't have any of that. No CEO, no company, no business, and no location. Cryptech utilizes a blockchain based DeFi staking protocol as its of point for earning. Now, you can look up blockchain there, and you'll see that the blockchain financial industry is the safest banking industry on the planet. You just check it out for yourself. I urge you to make sure you do your diligence. But when transactions get on the blockchain, they have met all of the highest security that is available in the financial industry. And I've been able to log into the blockchain.com and see my transactions on there, see other transactions on there. It is not hidden, it is open for you to see. I know mine because I know the code that I use, and no one else knows it, but I do. You will know yours. Cryptex maintains partnerships with banks, insurance companies, and individual accounts holders who are known as participants. That would be people like me or you, me and you, working uniformly to generate profits for all parties involved. There's no one involved with this project that's not going to come out making an income that is just absolutely astounding. Every party wins. Cryptex provides anonymity for all parties. In other words, you won't know who the bank is. You will not know who the insurance company is. You will not know who the participant is. And you will not know who, there's no CEO of Cryptex. That's a powerful thing right there. And I'll tell you why as we go a little bit further. But this is where so many of the people that are earning millions of dollars, and they get to keep it because they are doing it in projects where and the banks or the government cannot touch that money, and it's tax free. It's not taxable because the government can't even see it. The government doesn't even know it exists or whose it is. So there can be no high tax brackets. And this is a very powerful aspect of this kind of savings, because you know what happens with your 401ks, or you know what happens with your IRA accounts, you know what happens with your CDs and all that kind of stuff, and you know the capital gains tax and all of that. You know, if you in the industry at any point, you know that you end up getting taxed through the roof. But in this case, if you got $1 million there, you're going to be able to spend $1 million because there's no tax on it. Okay, so understand this. This project been operating since 2016. So that's 9 years roughly ago. And there are over 1 million account holders, 1 million participants worldwide. So it doesn't matter where you are in the earth, you can participate in this project. And that's just so awesome, because we have people over in other countries. I do, that is participating in it. That's in other countries, and I'm going to show you some of that in this presentation. The simple process with low risk. Now, let me share something with you up front. Let me share this with you up front, because I said I wanted to make sure that you got this at the very beginning, that the cost for you to participate is a $100 activation fee. But now you would be surprised to know that that is the only financial exposure you have for the whole 3 years, or the 5 years, or the 7 years. The only financial exposure you have is $100 over 3, 5, or 7 years. And you get to choose whether you want a 3-year plan, or a 5-year plan, or a 7-year plan. And no matter which plan you choose, you only are exposed by $100, not 1,000, not 30,000, not 40,000, just $100. So the worst case scenario, you lose $100 over 5 years. That's $20 a year. I know so many people would today wish that when the stock market and the financial industry lost $10 trillion in 1 week, just a couple of weeks ago, last week, 10 trillion. I know many of them wish that their losses would have only been $20. Well, that's the low risk that you have with this project. You could lose your $100, but that's over 3 years, or 5 years, or 7 years. There's no other financial plan that I've seen that can come close to that when it comes to risk. Disrupting traditional finances. That's what Bitcoins is doing. And the players in this project is number one, the DeFi staking contracts. I'm going to explain what that is. So just be a little patient with us. We're going to explain all these terms, let you know what they are and what role they have. But the players here is the number one is the DeFi staking contracts. Next is the account holder, which is known as participants. That's me or you. The next player is the insurance company. Next player is the banks. So you got four parties here that makes up the operation for this project. So what is DeFi staking? What is it? Number one, it is the process of keeping your assets in a smart contract in exchange for the accumulation of interest. Crypto assets are locked for a contractual period of time in order to generate passive income. Now, let me just make sure that I explain that. Smart contracts is what we're talking about. This DeFi staking is, is the process of keeping your assets in a smart contract in exchange for the accumulation of interest. In other words, you got X number of dollars in a smart contract. It is accumulating interest and it creates passive income because that asset is in a smart contract and it is locked. That means it is not accessible until the term is over. In other words, if it's a 3-year, then you can't touch it until the end of 3 years. If it's a 5-year, you can't touch it until the end of 5 years or 7 years. That's what enables it to create or generate passive income by accumulating interest every day. Number two, locked assets protects the blockchain network's ability to generate crypto profits. And as a reward, the stakes participants receive the returns. So because those assets are locked, then the blockchain is guaranteed to have that money to make investments, to generate passive crypto profits. And because those profits, along with your starting capital, your starting balance, is compounded every day, and that's what creates the passive income. So now let's go a little bit further. Number three, the DeFi staking is considered the modern savings account, but much more lucrative because daily rewards are possible with staking. Cryptex average a variable 0.1% to 0.3% per day from staking and compounds the interest daily for profitable returns. So every day, a new higher balance is being compounded to generate higher profits in your balance of your account from the compounding of the starting capital and the additional compounded interest that is added every day to your balance. This really is amazing to look at your account and know that you activated this account with $100 and now you got several $1,000s in the account, and you did absolutely nothing, and it's just growing every day for 375 65 days out of the year. Every day you get a higher balance. That's awesome. That's awesome. And it should be encouraging to all. Now, let's go a little bit further, because what is the product slash assets? Transforming ownership in the digital age, the DeFi hybrid contract. A DeFi hybrid contract, this is a contractual agreement between the contract, the insurance company, and the bank. Now follow this really close. In this contract, it contains the provision for the provision of capital in US dollars, which is the starting balance. So from the very first day that you activate a contract, there's going to be put in your account either $30,240 or $43,200, depending on which term you choose. And we'll get to that a little bit further. Users, which is you and me, activate a contract, and each contract has a non-refundable activation fee of only 100 US dollars. So the banks is going to give me $30,240 or $43,200. They're going to do that. Now they've given me $30,240 on one contract, and they've given me $43,200 on a 5-year contract. So right now I have a 3-year contract and a 5-year contract, and I'm going to show you those things later on as we go further. But it only cost me $100 per contract, and it's amazing. It just cost me $100, and guys, I spend $100, a lot more than $100 over the course of 5 years for just soda. Just think about it. A bag of chips, just junk food. So $20 a year for this kind of opportunity it just removes all of the high risk. That's what I want you to see, because most people are skeptical because they have so much to lose if it don't go well. But in this case, the maximum that you can be exposed financially to is $100. Because it doesn't matter whether it's a 3-year contract, it's still $100. If it's a 5 years, it's $100. If it's 7 years, it's $100. So you activate that contract for a fee of only $100, deposit it into a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash wallet, and you get a wallet for cryptocurrency, and then you purchase the Bitcoin, and then you deposit that Bitcoin into that Bitcoin wallet. And once you do that, you simply activate the contract. You choose 3 years or your 5-year or the 7-year. And once you do that, they will take that $100 out of your wallet to activate that contract, and then put immediately either $30,240 into your account or $43,200 into your account. Okay, that's how that works. And guys, this is just awesome. Then that $100 now is used for the distribution and inter system operations. Now, what does that mean to you? That means you don't have to do nothing. That's what it means to you. You don't have to do anything. You're talking about being able to sit back and watch your money work for you. That's smart money there. And so you get a chance to do it one time and you have nothing else to do. You can actually forget about it. You don't have to do any paperwork. You don't have to do any uh, other activity. Okay, so that's the way it works. Now, let's look at these individual parties. The participant is the account holder. So to participate with only $100 USD activation fee, you can secure a 3, 5, or 7-year DeFi staking hybrid contract, which contains a starting balance of $30,240 for 3 years. If you choose the 5-year or the 7-year, it would be $43,200 that will be deposited in your account for your starting balance. And that money is compounded to start providing you with a profit immediately on day one. And you'll find that on day one, you'll look on into your account, you'll see where your profits. Whereas if you got a 3-year contract, it'll be like $25, $30. You got a 5-year contract, it'll be like 80, 90, $100. And every day it'll just keep going up. And that's how it works. Each participant is considered an account holder and may open an account anonymously with just an email address upon registration. You don't need a name. You can just have an email. Now you're going to put your name somewhere in that in a slot, but you don't need your name on your account, on that account to open account. You need your email. Now, let me say something about that. This, when they say anonymously, they really mean anonymously. So if you or I should lose my credentials, no one else will have access to my account. No one else will be able to show me how to get my account. There's no such thing as I forgot my password and I can go to somebody and they'll get it to me. You know how you on the computer, if you forget it, they got a button that says if you forgot your password, click here. None of that works with this. So you have to follow your own procedures for maintaining your credentials. I do some of that in the consultation, showing you how to make sure that you don't lose your credentials. Make sure that you have a backup plan. But this is so secured that when they tell you it's anonymously, they mean it. You can be sitting right with a person that's got $10 million and looking right at it on the blockchain, but you wouldn't know who it is because it is totally anonymously. Okay. These starting balances compound over the length of the term. So for 3 years, for 5 years, or for 7 years, that money is making you money. Now just think about it. You only put $100 there to activate this contract. The banks is giving you these thousands of dollars. So the banks got to know something to shove out thousands of dollars on a contract. And there's no credit involved, there's no application, there's no bureaucracy, there's no red tape. You simply activate a contract, the money is deposited in your account, and you do absolutely nothing until the term is over. And when the term is over, you receive your monies and you can do it all over again. You can do it, you can have multiple contracts even now at the very beginning. But there is no work to this. It's just one transaction and you're done. Now, let's look at the insurance company. The insurance company insures the wallet for loss and default and was developed by the partner insurance company specifically for the Cryptex project. In other words, Cryptex have insurance companies that was solely developed to insure all of these loans that the bank made so that there would be no risk to me or you should the project defaulted. See, so now we have the the banks is making the loan, giving us the starting capital. The insurance company comes along and insures that against any loss. And so the question is, why would the insurance company do this? Well, let's get the answer. The insurance company stands to benefit financially by receiving secure monthly payments from the staking profits of every single contract. They receive this without interruption for the entire term of the contract. So the insurance company says they're going to make out like a bandit because they every month, like clockwork, they're going to get their monthly payment. Every month, the monthly payment is coming out of my profit account, paying the insurance company. I never have to pay a dime out of my pocket. Okay. So now this is a beautiful thing because it is automated that removes the human factor and it assures that they can collect their money. They don't have to worry about defaulting. It's automated. Now let's look at the bank. The bank, based on the insurance coverage, the partner bank they work with provides the capital for the contract, either 3 year, 5 year, or 7 years. Why would the bank do this? Well, just like the insurance company, the banks benefit financially by receiving secure annual interest from the staking profits without interruption for the entire term of the contract. This too is automated, and that removes the human factor and it assures that the bank is going to collect. Now, that bank is getting a good interest rate because if the money just sit there, they might get 2%. But in this case, they're getting, I think, 6.75% annual. So they're making really good off the money. And they have their loan insured, so they're not taking a high risk for the customers that is doing banking with their bank. This is just a win situation. So let's look a little bit further. What does all this mean for you? It means because of these four components, profits can be generated with the addition of compounding. Let's take a look at the contract expectations and the power of compounding. So we have these four parties. We have the DeFi staking contract, we have the account holder, the banks, and the insurance company. So let's now look at how a 3 year contract pans out. The capital that the banks give you is $30,240. That's for a term of 36 months. That money will not be touched at no point until the 36 months is up. The insurance monthly fee is $210 a month. That's what the insurance company is making for insuring that $30,000. Now, if you do the math on that right quickly, and you say $210 a month is will be roughly 26 or $2,500, that they're making every year. And that's $7,500 for the 3 years. And then the 5 years, even more, because it's a little bit more than 210 a month. It's around $300 a month for the 5 year. So the insurance company is making a good dollar for what they are doing, and rightly so. The handling fee, $30 a month. That's Cryptex. They get that for handling all of these transactions. And you may say, well, that's such a small amount. Well, when you got a million plus, because it's more than that now, but that's $30 million every month. So we don't have to feel sorry for them because that's the little fee there says $30. They got that's in a run of a month. That's 30 million times 12. So you can see that they're making uh, very good. Loan interest to the bank, 6.75 variable per year. Daily staking rewards. That means that every day there's an increase in your bank account. We also see that, yes, it is compounding every day. The contract fee is $100. What currency we use? Cryptocurrency. And that some of you may not know about cryptocurrency, and they may scare you a little bit, but trust me, you will you'll fall in love with it. Once you get this account open, you'll be singing cryptocurrency. This is just an awesome opportunity. And at least it is worth checking out. It's worth doing your diligence. Insurance, processing fee, and annual interest fees is paid by the generated staking profits. Past results are no guarantee of future successes. So all of the fees associated with this project is paid out of the generated staking profits. I haven't paid a dime out of my pocket. And thank God, I really enjoy that. And yet my account balance is going up every day. It was at one place today. Tomorrow, it'll be higher. The next day, it's going to be higher. So let's look a little bit further. In 3 years, with these funds compounding every day, a starting balance of 30,240 will be approximately $65,337. So we started out with 30,000, and because it was being compounded every day, the approximately balance at the end of the 36 months is $65,337.28. So you can see right off the top, that's over $35,000 that you have to take home. How the money is dispersed, the $30,240 is returned back to the bank because it was a loan. Now, look at that. You didn't have to pay the loan back. You didn't pay any money out of your pocket. You didn't have to put up no capital. You didn't have to go get $10,000 out of your savings and invest it. You didn't have to keep track of the stock. You didn't have to be doing any trading on the stock market. You didn't have to do any of that. You simply activated a contract and went and sat down in your lawn chair, however, and enjoyed watching your money grow. Now that's remarkable, because you are now you have now been exposed financially with $100, and now you have in your pocket 35 plus $1,000 from that $100 for 3 years. Now that means it cost you $33 a year to bring home $35,000 at the end of 3 years. Okay. Check this out, guys. I mean, really check it out. Get in touch with me. I'd love to walk you through it. But if you call me, you have to be ready to do it. I really can't just take every call now that is not ready to do it, because there are videos. I can send you more information. I can make sure that you get all the information you need to make an educated decision. But when you call me, you got to be done made the decision. Okay, that way we ready to go. Okay, and I'll know that you make the decision if you have your account. Okay, and we'll show you how to do that. Now, look at the next section here. The user, number 2, is left with $35,097.28 for activating a $100 contract. But now let's look at this next one. Everything is the same except the capital for a 5-year contract is $43,200. That's what the bank put into your account on the very first day. I have one of those as well. The ending balance at the 60 months is $514,000, $687,063. That's the approximate ending balance. Again, the bank now is going to get back the loan of $43,200. And the user, who is the participant, is going to get $471,487.62 approximately for activating a $100 contract for 5 years. Do you see the power of compounding interest? The 3-year is only $35,000, which is a great thing in and of itself, because it only took $100 to do that. But the 5-year is almost $500,000. And what did it cost you? An activation fee of $100, $20 a year for the opportunity to take home $471,000 plus with no work involved, with nothing, no meetings to attend, nothing to buy, nothing to sell. Just watch your money every day, watch it grow. So I want to encourage you again, take advantage of the knowledge. Do your diligence, understand it. So you can see that there is a substantial payout difference between a 36-month contract and a 60-month contract. One 36-month contract is estimated to return $35,097.28 in profits for the account holder. However, one 60-month contract is estimated to return $471,487 in profit for the account holder. Now that's the same $100. The difference is it's a 3 year and a 5 year. The 3 year starts with 30,240. The 5 year, the bank gives you 43,200. Each contract compounds daily interest on the starting balance and averages between zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.3 per day or higher. Now, you gotta love this. All for the same $100 fee, and you can have multiple contracts. If you want to have 10 3 year contracts, you can get 10. You can get 40 or 50 of them. But now you can't get much more than that. They got a specific number that they limit you to because they don't want people that are millionaires to be taking the advantage of all, and they are making sure that it is viable for the foreseeable future for the little man to be able to make that small activation fee and get these gigantic benefits. This is not new. This has been happening for years, and so many people just don't know about it. And one, there's a saying that knowledge is power, and it's a true saying. If you don't know something, you can't take the advantage of it. So I want you to consider consider this. Now I put this here, and I've got to there's a maybe a grammatical thing here that I need to correct, but if you're here now, this link here, if you sign up from this link, I'm going to, when you get your account and get your first contract, I'm going to give you a free uh, luxury resort property to that you can go and stay in, and all you need to do is pay the taxes on the room. You don't have to pay for the room. We're going to give you that as a gift for us, for getting on board, making that decision, and that resort property will be worth a whole lot more than that $100 activation fee. And you can choose when you're going to go. It's going to be either 4 to 7 nights, and you'll have a wonderful memory of the day that you got your contract, and it changed the life of your own financially, as well as your children and grandchildren. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Now I want to show you something. I'm going to stop this for just a moment, and then we're going to go back in, and I'm going to show you my account. So hopefully I can do this. I just did that, stopped it. Okay. So now I want to show you an account that I have, and show you that process really quickly. I want to say I'm glad that you are still here. We've been here, thank God. We haven't been too long, been an hour, and that's not long for something of this magnitude. But I want to show you the two accounts that I have, because I want you to see that it does work, and it is working, and it can work for anyone. There's no requirement of no kind. This is a retirement plan that you can start today, and in 3 to 5 years you can be retired. You can do one account, you can do 10 accounts, you can do 5 year accounts, and that's a $2.2 million, and you don't have to do no work. So let's look at it. Let's look at this. Let's see. I think I got it already open. No, it won't open now but this is my account. Sign into Cryptex. I gotta go back to sharing my screen so you can see it. So I'm gonna go and share my screen again, and you're gonna get a chance to see this account. This will help you get a closer look at what it is and how it works. So let's see, log into Cryptex. That's the one. We're going to share that. So here now you see signing into Cryptex. This is my email address. And of course, my password is already there. So I'm going to go into my account. Now, this is my wallet in my Cryptex account. But now let me be very clear. You will not have a code or anything here in your once you get your monies laid out in your account if you should lose it. So don't ever lose that. This is just my signing in to my Cryptex account. So let that populate and open up, and let's see where the numbers are. Now, I told you I had two accounts. I had a 3-year contract and I had a 5-year contract, and I'm going to get another one next month. And each month I'm going to get them all the way to 12, at least 12 of them. Now, what you're looking at here is the available overview balance. This is $5.20 left in USD. That's, that's the wallet that the money come into that I purchase the contract or activate the contract with that money. Now, you see over here, overview total stake balance is $77,043.21 in USD. That's US dollars. And this is up 4.9%. Now you got it, guys. You got to know this is real time things happening here. So let's pull this a little bit further and pay attention to this side, because this side here, just if I put some more money in it to get another contract, the money will come into this account, and then it will be taken from this account to activate these contracts. But you can see here, total DeFi hybrid contract. I have 2. The total in the staking pool is $73,440. That's the total in the staking pool. The profit from the staking as of today is $3,603.21. $3,603.21. That brings this balance, this total stake balance, to $77,043.21. That's what it is. And if you can look at this a little bit further, you can see that is up 0.11%. Last profit in percentage, up 0.11%. The last profit was $86.62. The last week, I made $681.86. The last month, I made $797.19. Now, the reason this is for a whole month, $797, and this 1 week here is $681, is because it was just last week that I added the 5-year contract. So up until last week, I only had one contract, which meant that my daily compounding was down at $25, $26, $7 a day. But now that we have the second contract, then we are earning $85 to $100 every day. Now that's got to let you know something uh, in the sense that it is very good that we are able to have this in real time. If you look at these figures here, they're a little bit bigger. It shows two DeFi hybrid active contract active, and it tells you which one it is. And you see these lights means it's real time. This is actually on the market right now. And you can see over here it says active. DeFi, uh, you can get the 36-month, the 60-month, or the 84 months. That's 7 years. After a while, they're going to have a 10-year one, but they don't have it just yet. And you look down here further, it says overview active DeFi contracts. 36-month, I have one of those. 60-month, I have one of those. Okay. And after a while, I'm going to get another 5 year and another 36 months as well. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that in the manner that I'm doing it in. But here you can see that this profit is $3,603.21, and it's locked. Every day when I look at this tomorrow, it's going to be higher. When I look at it the next day, it's going to be higher. But this money is locked into this wallet, and the only person can open the wallet is me. So if I lose my credentials, I'm not going to be able to get in it. So I want you to see how this looks. Now, I said something before. There are ways to make money other than that. If you choose to do the affiliate program, the referral program, let me see if I can pull it up here. I don't know whether I can or not. I thought I could. Yes, right here. You see here? I have nine other people, nine others in my referral column. Nine. Now, I'm not going to get into the referral business right now because I just wanted you to see that if you're interested in it, I'll be glad to tell you how you can make money starting day one. You can make money from the affiliate program, but you don't have to do anything to make money. You don't have to do anything but activate a contract, and you can do that. I really am encouraged with this project. This project takes away the risk. It doesn't leave me being exposed financially, and the upside is tremendous. The worst thing can happen is I lose $20 a year for the next 5 years. That is not going to break me. That is not going to shipwreck me. But the upside is that I will close out with $471,000 with no work involved. Now, if I want to do some work, I can make double that, triple that, you know. But that's the choice that I have. If I don't want to do nothing, I don't do nothing. I'm still going to make that money because it's not based on any work activity. It's not based on any referral activity. If you don't ever refer anybody, you're still going to get that money from that DeFi staking contract. So it's not based on any of that. You make one transaction and you don't have anything else to do but collect your money at the end of the contract term. Well, I hope that that has helped you in a ways to see and understand how this can be a real retirement plan for those of you that are looking to retire and those of you that are in ministry. This can really set you in place to work the vision that God has given you. I'm thankful because I'm already positioning people that is in foreign countries to help missions and help people. So I am so thankful for it. And I'm so thankful that I finally got the chance to share it. Now, I meant to go back. Let me just go and say this. I started this account that I just started in December the 27th. So it was actually just like, well, might as well say January 1. It was December the 27th. I started that first account. And look at it now. It is April here, but there's $3,600 in that account. And it's just going to continue to grow. And at the end of 36 months, I'm going to be able to take 35,000 of those dollars out. And the one for 5 years will have 2 more years, but it'll already have over $300,000 or $200,000 in that account in 3 years from now. And I will have only put $100 in it with no work. The power of compounding interest is absolutely amazing. And that's why they say when you get a CD certificate, they want to make sure you let it sit there for a specified time period, because they will take that money and invest it. And the problem that you have there is that they're investing your money, but they're only giving you 0.5% or 1%. You have an opportunity to have the least financial exposure and get the maximum financial gain. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I hope I hear from you. Listen, if you want me to help you, you can hire us to do it. We will service you, service your account, help you in any way that we can, walk you through every aspect of it. So you don't have to worry about, am I getting it right? No, we will walk you through every aspect of it. Okay? Or if you are savvy enough, you can do it yourself. I did it myself, and I know, if, when I can do something, then I know if you just put a little time, you'll be able to get it done. But if you need that service, it's available to you. Well, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope to hear from you soon. I'm Jerome Jones, and you have yourself a Jesus-filled day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. Join us every week as we discuss aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. This is your opportunity to delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world, and discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. So until next time, God bless from your friends at Making Provisions for Ministries with host Bishop Jerome Jones.